Hi everyone, welcome to this reading. So I have my crystal ball off to the side, so I will be scoring throughout this message. If you're new to my channel, my readings are a little different. If you're returning, welcome back. You know how we do. If it doesn't resonate with you, if you're forcing the story to fit or arguing with it in any way, just leave it behind for the people who it's meant for. So channel members, you will have a collective message that's posted later this evening, so definitely check that out. And if you're interested in channel memberships, that link will be in the description box below. So let's go ahead and let's get started. Now, I did channel some information here, so I do want to go through this, but I'm going to tap in real fast because I channeled this much earlier and I need to be reconnected in order to get anything additional and also to understand some of this stuff because I don't even understand what I wrote down now. So let's go ahead. Okay. Taking a step aside and allowing spirit to pass through me. Opening up to receive information. Okay, so I have my crystal ball. I have a couple of decks here. I will be pulling cards at some point. Okay. So when I first stepped into this space this morning, I saw a shell, and I think it's called a nautilus shell, where it's like the spiraling out. And I was looking at the different chambers, and I was noticing that it was like a spiraling out through these different chambers or phases that all contain different lessons. And then I was stopped at a particular one, and at this particular one there was like this webbing, and it was like energy webs that was connecting to other nautiluses, right? So other shells. And it wasn't a dispatching of energy, it was an incoming of energy. So what this tells me is that this reading is for a very, like a collective of very strong empaths. That's how it feels. It doesn't feel like just somebody who is like, you know, an empath. It feels like somebody who, you know, which represents having empathy, right? We're talking about the actual meaning of empath, which is a psychic empath, is somebody who feels another person's feelings literally inside their body. That, you know, if you're a strong enough empath, you don't even have to be in the same state as that person. That person could be like, sometimes a person can be dead, right? And you can feel the emotions that their spirit's going through. That's one that doesn't get talked about an awful lot. But, you know, whoever I'm reading for, we're talking about somebody that's a very strong empath here. And I don't think that the person actually understands the depth of all their experiences. Yeah, but they're starting to understand more. So that's a very interesting aspect of this reading. Now, remember, my readings are for confirmation. They're not here to tell people things about themselves that they don't know. So if you clicked on this video and you're like, oh, I am, this is not your reading, right? Just, you know, remember, this is on YouTube. The algorithm spits it out at whoever it spits it out to. And, you know, sometimes not every reading is for you. So if you know that you're a psychic empath, if you know that you feel other people's emotions, if you've become aware that maybe it's happening on a deeper scale, then maybe you realize then this is your reading. Now, I want to say a few things about that. It seems like this level of awareness about it is happening because of a level of healing that has taken place. When we heal, we're able to step back and really be objective about some things. I almost feel that there's an ending that has recently taken place. Yeah, there has to have been an ending taking place for this card to come out. This is Guardian at the Gate. This is where we step into a new energy. So there's, well, that doesn't always have to follow an ending anyway. It's what I'm feeling. I'm feeling that there was like some kind of ending that has happened, or at least we closed a door on something that maybe tried to reemerge, right? And this is the energy that oftentimes I do find people in when they start to really delve into how deeply they feel about things and how strong that empathy actually is. For some of you, it's feeling a little bit like there's an ending that we feel very connected to, and we're wondering, am I empathically picking up on the feelings of this other person? And this is, okay, I'm being told to wait. Okay, so we're going to get to that. I'm being told to give symbols now, so I'm going to give you the symbols. Okay, so remember, this can still be a reading even if these symbols don't resonate for you. These symbols are just here so that the people who they resonate for know that they have to pay extra attention. So white moth, a black butterfly image with the ink kind of like spilling down, a new PV. I'm not going to explain that. If it resonates for you, you know. An arrowhead, a briefcase with a damaged corner, a movie projector, a tomcat with a blind eye, a muscle car magazine, and someone messing with a salt lamp at the time that I'm listing off these symbols. So, okay, I'm going to pull another card here. Yeah, we have Lady of the Harvest. So we have an end and a beginning. Some of you, this is like, again, there's something that's ended. We feel empathically connected to it. We're wondering, am I really feeling this empathically? The answer is yes. Some people, you know, I feel that we've moved out of the, you know, oh, what does this mean? You know, why is this connection so strong? Well, because we're thinking about it, right? Okay, well, they want me to go into that a little bit, so I'm going to go into it a little bit. If you are still there and you're like, why am I thinking about them so much? Part of being an empath is codependency, right? That's the natural twin to empathy, psychic empathy, namely, is codependency. So unless we heal that codependency, we aren't. We're not necessarily independent, we're codependent, right? So what that means is after you have these strong connections where you have very strong feelings for people, or, you know, somebody just like really sparks your fancy, you might find yourself engaging in limerence. It's Limmerence, limerence. Very important to look up. Also look into codependency. If you find yourself, you know, constantly thinking about somebody and unable to let people go very easily in your life, especially people that you're romantically connected to, right? Oftentimes what an empath will do is then they'll dive into the twin flame thing, believing that that's the answer. And it's not, because your life is still on hold. You're still codependent. You still haven't learned how to become healthy, right? And our spiritual journey is something that is supposed to evolve us into healthy individuals, healthy, whole individuals. We can't do that if we're making our wholeness about another person and we're engaging in codependent behavior. So this is something that somebody needs to look into, right? Don't forget, connections grow when your attention flows to it. So if you don't want to be getting this information from this person, do things to empower your own life. Pick up a new hobby. Go do things that you used to like to do that you probably let drop off the wayside when you started engaging with this person heavily, right? Go do things for you. Take care of your house. Get out of bed. Go clean, right? Go for a walk. Walk the dog. Hang out with your friends. Do things to occupy your mind and to empower yourself. Something that can be very beneficial for an empath who does struggle with codependency is to take some time, get in a meditative state, and say, I call back my psychic energy to myself. Because we do. We have psychic energy connections. Now, like I said with this Nautilus, I don't necessarily feel that things are being dispatched. I feel that they're coming in. So the majority of the people that I'm speaking to have already done the work on this, right? They've already done the work on this. They're about to enter a new phase. There may have been something that returned. You may have something that ended, but for some of you, you do have something that returned and you've closed the door on it. So congratulations, because it feels like you're about to enter a new pattern, a new point of attraction in terms of whatever this thing is, whether it's a friend or it's another individual. I do feel like we are getting other people's energy because of that incoming energy. So this, again, it's confirmation for somebody that yes, you are experiencing these other people's emotions. You are experiencing it very deeply, right? Sometimes that extends into telepathy, for example. It can extend into, just like I said, feeling the emotions of someone that has passed on. This can be a very good place to exercise with how far that empathy goes. I do want to put it that way. There's a lot that seems to be coming into someone's field in terms of understanding and awareness of how deep their abilities actually are. I have two other videos on this channel. One is Super Empath 1, Super Empath 2. There's some tips and tricks that I go into in those videos about how to clear someone's energy out from you. A really good one that I will just go ahead and give it so that people don't have to like hunt for those videos. One, I will link them in the description box. One is the salt trick, and a lot of people have come back to me and said that the salt trick works. This is something that I created when I was like 25, and I was stuck in a really abusive relationship for 3 years because this person was extremely dangerous and there wasn't really a getting away from this person safely. So I had to get this person's energy out of me, and one of the things that I developed was putting salt in my right hand. It's sea salt is the best, and you want to hold on to it for a little bit and just imagine that all that is going into the sea salt, and then run your hand under cold water in a sink over the drain so that everything goes down the drain. It has to be cold water. It's very important. You can try it with warm water, but it probably won't work as well. And you don't want to touch it again. You just want to let the water take it and imagine the water taking all of that, and then go do something. Stop thinking about it. Because remember, the more that we think about something, the stronger we build that connection, and it just comes right back. It's like a summoning beacon. We summon that energy. So try that, see if it works. If it doesn't work, then it may not be someone else's energy. It might be your own energy. So just a little bit of a trick. Sometimes if I need to test if something is really me, I do that. And if it doesn't go away, I know it's me, because I know that this trick always works for me. So, and you know, sometimes when we are emotionally invested in a situation, we want it to be somebody else. So just beware of that one. Yeah. So but I am speaking to a group of empaths. I do feel that by and large, most of you have actually worked on the codependency. You might have little traces of that pop up again, but for a lot of you, you have actually worked on that, and you have healed that energy inside of your life, and you are quite independent. The confirmation that seems to be coming in for you is that there seems to be something here. Okay, so about calling back your power, cutting cords, possibly a soul retrieval. I'm just going to go ahead and say that since that's showing up on this card. Okay, there may be a need to protect yourself right now. You know, I normally don't say things like that on this channel, but it does feel like someone here has a very strong psychic bond to somebody. I almost feel that some of you, and I'm not telling you something you don't know, 1111 as I look up, it's confirmation for somebody, right? Some of you already know that the person that you have been dealing with is someone that practices magic or some sort of energy manipulation, right? If that's the case, then I think that's probably why this card is coming out, because it almost feels like that person has a level of this as well, and they know that you do. So it's very easy for two people who are psychically empathic to send messages to each other. So that's something that if you have psychic empath friends, test that out. So yeah, this person, some of you are involved in a person that you may want to like call your psychic energy back from and protect yourself from psychically if you can, you know. I honestly think that sort of thing works differently for everybody. And so find your own way to do that. I feel that for some of you, you really thought this was a good person, that this was a friend. And without going into too much spying on this person, this is the card that's coming out. We have here the fiery sword. This is about seeing the truth. It's about cutting cords. Again, it's also about, you know, getting to the point. I think a lot of you are coming to a place in your life where you're getting to the point. You know that you're getting closer to the point. You know, who it is that you want to be, what it is that you have been becoming. Not that you ever stop becoming, but you're reaching a level of attainment, right? A level where you're actually happy with your life and where you can see like a light at the end of the tunnel, right? This is what you've been working towards. And because you're coming to a place like this, it's almost like the last hurrah of some shadow material that wanted to keep itself in check, right? Where it wanted to keep itself in place by initializing some sort of connection towards us that would be like, are you sure that this isn't you anymore? Do you know what I mean by that? That's kind of how this feels to me. So you know, some people would label that a test. And so if that's how we want to label it, cool. In that case, it looks like someone here is passing a test. So yeah, I don't know. I like this. I like this because I feel like this is where we get to prove to ourselves that we learned the things, that we really did learn it. It's not just intellectualized. We integrated it into our being because we're able to say, nope. And I like that. I really like that here. And, you know, when we get into like people who are trying to push energy and stuff, personal opinion, we don't really have to worry about that, right? If you're healed and you've done the work, you're strong enough. You're strong enough to not really worry about this stuff with like, you know, yeah. So, I'm gonna leave this here. I'm gonna leave this here. This is really all I have to say about this energy. So whoever this is, I think this is amazing. If you're still kind of stuck in this connection and like the over spiritualization of connections, right? Because we're not taking them at face value. We have to add the added spiritual component to like give them some sort of meaning. If we are unable to look at who people actually are and we're only like obsessed with the good or the potential we see in people, you may want to look into codependency, right? I'm going to put that out there. I think that could really help people if they look at, well, I know it helps people when they look into it. Yeah, so somebody here, I think the reason why that's showing up in this reading is because it's like you're ready to grow beyond that. And so I think that's really good. I think that's really good. So that's really where we start to change our life and start to take control of the things that we should be taking control of for ourselves, so that we can have a better life and attract better people and attract happy, healthy, positive relationships to ourselves, rather than be in that energy of pining and waiting around for love, because you don't deserve to feel that way. So yeah, this is good. I love this. So I'm going to leave this here. Now, you guys are going to notice that I am going to be posting my readings a little bit less. I'm taking a vacation. Taking a break. First week of January is me time. So I'm going to probably just put out another video for the rest of December, and then I might have like 2 that come out in the first, I'm going to schedule them ahead for January. But outside of that, I won't really see you guys a whole lot until after the first week of January. So I hope you guys have an amazing start of your year. I hope you had happy holidays, whatever it is that you celebrate. If you celebrate anything, I want to wish you my version, which is happy dark of the year. And yeah, until next time.